Here of different weather strips that we've taken off, and we'll probably reuse a better part of these because they're in pretty good condition. But there are some things that we're noticing. For example, a lot of the window runs here. The window run seems to be pretty good. That's the portion that goes around the whole window. But these scrapers that are on the inside and the outside, the inner and outer, we're going to replace because you touch them and they're kind of brittle. They get exposed to a lot of sunlight there. So. Doing other things, we're going to be taking out the windshield here shortly, but we've done a lot of other things. When we go inspecting things, one of the things is the dryer here for the AC. You can see big holes, big chunks of it missing, which is kind of interesting. Just completely just right out of it. So we're going to do a lot of work with that. There are actually parts of it just sitting right here on the ground, come right out of it. Also, some of the lines themselves are pretty brittle. Air conditioning lines, we're going to replace those as well. So it's kind of interesting on a project like this. You see some spots where it's good and other spots where it's pretty bad. As we get into it, up here in the windshield, a spot where certainly water would leak through, we're going to address that. It's surface rust, we're going to blast it and make sure we have a good paint on it, but we continue to go through and remove a lot of the gasketing material. You can see that back here. John's doing that. Taking it all out. We don't want any overspray ultimately on any of these items. Some of the things we're going to take off, like the rear hatch, we're going to get a donor hatch mainly because of the it's bent up here and pretty well rusted, and the bolt is pulled right out. Right there it's dented, and right there it's dented as well. And we do have a little bit of rust here. This we could probably manage, but we're basically going to have a donor get a good mint used hatch, not to do any body work or anything like that. And replace that. Tailgate should be fine, but again, we're just going in here, making sure there's no overspray anywhere. We are going to paint the door jambs because they're pretty well scuffed. Some spots there's little dents and dings, so we're going to paint all the door jambs as well. So that's where the aerial goes, power aerial. So disassembly continues.